Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rebel, and today I have a game for you between LiquidNazgul, playing as the blue Protoss, and Zion, playing as the blue Zerg. The battle will occur on Blistering Sands, and this will be game 2 in a match of 3 game in the TeamLiquid Invitational on end of March this year. LiquidNazgul dominating in the first game with his Void Rays, Zion being stuck underground with all his speedlings and wasn't able to counter or scout this out in time. LiquidNazgul going for the early expo blocking build, building his first pylon and gateway on the ramp of the natural expansion. 2 gateways will be able to block this off completely, and then he will be able to destroy these destructible rocks and make a new entrance inside his base. Both scouting workers kissing each other almost in the middle of the map, and Zion scouting out this quite far gateway. Zion looking to go for a bit of a later spawning pool than last game. I guess it was 10 or 11. Trying to scare away the drone with his the probe with his drones. Can someone answer that phone, please? Chrono boosting the first zealots out, and the drone entering the base, checking if there's anything special going on. Pylon being placed to spot these destructible rocks. And drone seeing what he has to see, trying to... but he will get smacked in the face with 6 Zerglings trying to run for his life. Zerglings do have a bit more speed, but when they hit, they slow down a bit. So will 2 zealots coming in to defend this probe, and together they try to fend off the Zergling attack. Hatchery going up for Zion. He will probably be able to defend this with the army of with 8 Zerglings over here versus 2 zealots and a drone. One other zealot coming in, and Overlord checking for the expansion. Still nothing special going on in LiquidNazgul's base. He is moving out with 4 zealots and a probe. The queen came in to defend this hatchery too, and LiquidNazgul decides to move back and put down his own fast expansion. 4 zealots fighting off a good army of drones. Zion's army shrinking very fast as we look at the units lost. Zion losing the bigger part of his army here. But all the zealots are really low health. LiquidNazgul using great macro here, but all these zealots are softened up and will get taken down fairly easy by the next few Zerglings. Another engagement coming in. Queen trying to get focused down on this queen, and other zealots macroing away to kill all those Zerglings. And 4 very low hit points zealots now hitting this expansion. More Zerglings coming in. Maybe Zion should group up his Zerglings a bit more to get more damage on those zealots. More zealots, more reinforcing zealots coming in. Forge finishing this wall, and as you can see, when the rally point is pointing the right direction, the units will come out in the correct way. 2 zealots getting taken down, getting surrounded by drones, by Zerglings. The last zealot is cleaned up, and Zion is able to keep his expansion. But in the same time, LiquidNazgul did get his expansion up, and Zion is in the economic disadvantage here because he has way less probes workers, meaning way less income. One lonely zealot trying to get to a wall to get less zerglings on him, maybe in range of the photon cannon, but he wasn't going to make that anyhow. Photon cannon also coming up on this side to prevent any drones and any zerglings from attacking this destructible rocks. I don't know why I keep confusing drones with zerglings, because they look very different, and drones are always over here and zerglings are fighting. But I'll try to pay attention to it. Warp gate technology coming in together with a robot facility and 3 more warp gateways. Zion going for the zergling speed again. And as we don't see any sneaky stargates going up, this is probably a good idea. Zerglings chilling out in front of the base with those 2 cannons. Zion will not be able to bust down this front door, and with another cannon here, it is very hard for Zion at this moment with just zerglings to attack. Zealot coming in, trying to scout out, being chased by that queen. Queen walking very, very slow off that creep, but the other queen is moving into getting 3 hits on this zergling zealot. Zealot now getting all the scouting information he needs, not even hitting off probes, but knowing everything that goes on inside the Zerg base. Now we have a lair coming up for Zion, so we will probably see some Hydralisks or other high-tech units, while LiquidNazgul is chilling out with his observer over here and building an Immortal. Immortal, not quite the good choice when you are facing such a Zergling heavy army. Sacrificing 1 Zergling to check out what this ramp's all about. Zion was able to spot both the photon cannons, and I'm not sure what this unit was able to do over here. But LiquidNazgul now busting his new front door to march out with the bigger army, while he already has the ground upgrades. Now also going for the defense upgrade, probably trying to... No, it's a bit too late for a timing push, but spreading out pylons all over the map to summon in units faster to the battleground, but holding off for a moment now. Zion now switching to banelings with the amount of zergling he has at this moment. This is quite a good choice with the heavy ground army of LiquidNazgul. Stay tuned for part 2 of this replay.